What's going on, YouTube? This is Joe's McFly hitting you up with a off-season video here, some Yankee news and notes, and just a couple of things, man. Of course, Judge, so much hardware. Rookie of the Year, unanimous. First Rookie of the Year since Derek Jeter for the Yankees. Just a great job. I mean, this was decided back in June, right? So, I mean, there's no real news there. The Yankees did decide to also keep Larry Rothschild, which I said was important. Keeping Larry Rothschild was important because changing the manager, changing some of the coaching staff, some change is good, a lot of change is not that good either for a young team, so you don't want to have too much turnover. So it's good that they brought him back, so at least the pitching has some kind of continuity. They could keep on with that. They had the same kind of communicator. You don't have to learn a new person. That's good. And Brian Cashman spoke to the media because the GM meetings this week, and also there was Hal Steinbrenner spoke yesterday, so there was a couple of things that he said that were a little alarming. So the first thing that he said is that Cashman was stating that he wants Chad Green to come into camp as a starter. And you could already imagine Twitter's reaction. Oh no, why the hell would you do that? He's doing great, he's flourishing, why are you gonna take him out of that? This is Jabba Chamberlain all over again, blase, 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 blah. Look, it's the same thing that they did with Adam Warren. Come in as a starter, you're stretched out in case something happens, anything can happen, injuries or whatever it is, always good to have depth. And of course he was great, not great, he was amazing as a reliever. It's the same thing with Severino. If he can be a starter, why not? Do I think he's a starter? No. I mean, I do think that he's more of a reliever and he kind of flourishes in that kind of role. Has to learn how to pitch on back-to-back days. That is something that he does need to do. He did not do it one time last year, so has to learn how to pitch on back-to-back days. So that is something that's very important for him. But I mean, he flourished in that role. He's practically one of the best relievers in baseball. Why would he change that? I don't know, but I would basically, have an open mind to it. At least that's how I look at it. Have an open mind to it, and Chad Green, if he comes in, and what if he becomes a Severino? Not saying he will, but what if? The other thing is that Cashman also said that he is excited to talk to CC about coming back and talk to his agent. So, I mean, this is going to happen. It feels like it's going to happen. They just have to meet at a specific number and then work out the details. So, CC, I hope he comes back. That is very important. Bring him back for some veteran depth and in the starting rotation. He also dropped a nice little nugget of bombshell by saying third base is Chase Headley's to defend. So Chase Headley has to fend off these guys, which means that he opened the door for Gleyber Torres. He specifically named Gleyber Torres, Miguel Andujar. He said these guys can win the job out of camp. So if they outplay them, they can go ahead and they can win. And that's the good thing about Cashman. Now he's putting, there's a little bit of pressure there for the kids. Let's see how they perform in spring training. And if they can handle the pressure, why not go up north with the team? At least that's what I think. I mean, one thing I've been kind of thinking about right now, because it looks like Cashman also said that Clint Frazier is, more outfield depth right now. And that is because of Jacoby Ellsbury. The Yankees have to figure out what the hell to do with Jacoby Ellsbury. He is clogging up the team. They don't, it's like there's no real spot for the guy. He already named Hicks as a center fielder, okay? Gardner's probably out there unless they're going to trade him. I don't want to trade Gardner because I just love him in that clubhouse. I don't want to trade Gardner. Judge is already manning right field. So it's like, what is this guy doing? You're going to be paying $22 million for a fourth outfielder? Or, I mean, what are you going to do? Yankees may have to trade this guy. How? I don't know. But if you can trade him, they're going to have to eat some major money to do it. Major money to do it. Hal Steinbrenner. And Hal Steinbrenner did come out, they talked to him, they spoke to him, they asked him a couple of questions, specifically about the managerial position. He said that we won't be interviewing more than 10 candidates, which means that there's probably more candidates than what we have right now, and I'm going to go over the candidates in a second, at least the names that have come out already. And he said there won't be more than 10 candidates, and that even if Joe Girardi would have won the World Series, that he would have probably still made a change at the managerial position. Now, that's really easy to say now because they didn't win the World Series. But can you imagine the freaking public outcry, okay? If he had won, this man had won the World Series. So now you got 2 World Series for you. And you're going to fire him or not bring him back after he says he wants to come back. I mean, I don't know if you want to put the next manager under that kind of scrutiny. That wouldn't even make any sense. Because you could already imagine in the next year what that manager would have to endure. You know, oh, Joe Girardi, blah, blah, blah. Or if that team does not live up to that hype of winning another World Series, you have to answer to that. So, I mean, I don't know why Hal Steinbrenner said that. Of course, it's easier to say now, but it just, to me, it just sounds like there's something a lot more there that we don't know about. That seemed like they didn't want Joe Girardi back, and they had made up that decision way before these playoffs. Like, way before the playoffs, probably even before the season, that they were not even going to bring him back. He said that it was a mutual decision. You know, he kind of felt the same way when Cashman suggested it to him. So it's not that Cashman pushed him that way. So I don't know what happened there. So maybe more will come out. That I don't know. But let's talk about the managerial position and what is going on there, because of course, we're going to talk about some of the candidates, who they brought in, who they interviewed today actually, and all of that. But you know what? Before, one rumor that was going on out there is that, oh, the Yankees are going to get Giancarlo Stanton. Look, the Yankees have made it really, I'm not saying that they're not, okay, because I'm not in those offices. Obviously, I am recording this from my car. But, I mean, that kind of goes against everything that they're saying from bringing back, or bringing the payroll down. So, I don't know how they would do that. It just says that they inquired, okay? They're one of, I think, 10 teams that inquired about Giancarlo Stanton. And you know what? Cashman always inquires. And by the way, Cashman's contract, you know, they basically have a handshake deal that is going to get done. They just haven't worked out the full details of everything. So that's it on Cashman and his contract. But Giancarlo Stanton in the Yankee, of course, you know, you look at that lineup and it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? That lineup is crazy. You got all of these guys, you got Giancarlo Stanton in there, you got basically two 50 home run hitters, a 40 home run hitter, a 35 to 40 home run hitting first baseman. I mean, that's kind of crazy. But I don't think that would happen. Honestly, that would be insane if it happens. That the Yankees are also interested in Jurickson Profar. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees basically have been looking and trying to bring in Jurickson Profar from the Texas Rangers for like 4 years now. Like, they have coveted this kid forever. It's kind of surprising that the Rangers do not have a spot for this guy. It's really surprising. But Jurickson Profar, I mean, he would check some of the boxes of things that the Yankees need. You know, middle infielder, has versatility. You know, what is his potential with his bat? That I don't really know. But Yankees seem to be getting, you know, squeezing a lot of water out of rocks when they make these trades. But I mean, that would be pretty interesting to see exactly what they would do, whether they would get Jurickson Profar. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Yankees do a trade, because they have a lot of Rule 5 guys. And just to let you know, and just to preview that video, and also some people asked me for it, that video is going to come out on Saturday. So I'm going to record that. But the Rule 5 draft, the Yankees have a lot of these, you know, players, especially pitching depth, and they can probably couple some of those prospects that the Yankees are probably going to lose in the Rule 5 draft, trade them off to another team, like, for example, I don't know, the Rangers or whatever other team. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Yankees swing a couple of trades in the next couple of days to kind of free up those things, you know, and get some kind of value, or maybe even trade those guys for even younger players that are not going to be Rule 5 eligible later on. But with the managerial candidate and Bobby Thompson and Wedge, which I don't like at all, have interviewed for the position. Beltran's name surfaced as a guy that's interested. It doesn't sound like that's going to happen though. It sounds like maybe down the line he might be interested in managing, but that's what he feels like he wants to do. But right now it doesn't seem like it's the right time. Hensley Mullins, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing that, or Mullins, but I like him. I actually like him. I read a little bit about him. I do like him as a choice. Of course he's 50 years old, so I don't know if they really specifically want a much, younger manager. That I don't know, but I love the fact, number one, that he does speak variety of different languages. Most notably, he does speak Spanish, he speaks English, I think he speaks Dutch, and he speaks Japanese. So those are, different languages that he does speak, so he can be able to communicate with different kind of people, different kind of players. It's not even just communicating, things game related, just anything, whether you're telling jokes or whatever it is, you can just be able to communicate with them. People feel a little bit more comfortable. The other thing is also, he managed the team of the Netherlands for the World Baseball Classic, and that team was playing way over its head. That team was supposed to be a one and done, and that team played super well. So, and also he's been with the Giants from 2010 to 2017. Right now, he's currently the bench coach. He was the hitting coach for the Giants. So, I mean, he has 3 rings. Okay, the guy has been there in situations where they do need to win and has coached these guys along. So you're looking at this guy with 3 rings coming in. He wasn't the head coach, of course, but he was out there, the manager, but he was out there with that team and that winning culture. So that's good to also bring in. And the other person is Chris Woodward. Woodward is also another guy that that the Yankees are interviewing. He's the third base coach for the Dodgers, and I don't really know too much about him. I do know that Hensley Mullins, or Bam Bam, let's just call him Bam Bam, right? It's a lot easier. They call him Bam Bam. Bam Bam is a lot more of a he is a player guy, and he does have that it has a little bit of a pedigree coming in. He would be a first-time manager, but why not have an open mind with him? I'm totally open to that. And plus, he has a really good relationship with Didi. That's another thing. He has a really good relationship with Didi. So let's see what happens with that. But it does sound like there's even more candidates coming down the line. Who they are, that we don't know, because they haven't released any other names that I know of. The last thing and the last update has to do with Shohei Ohtani, and I had to say Shohei because I've been saying it wrong the whole time. My friend Chris, shout out to you, said, yo, can you at least say the guy's name right? Like, what if Ohtani sees your damn video as this Yankee fan, and he's like, is this guy like purposely mispronouncing my name? You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm not gonna sign here. So you know what? I'm not gonna say that. Look, Ohtani, and I'm spelling Ohtani with an H now, because he said today through his agent that he prefers it be spelled with an H. So Ohtani. Okay. So Shohei Ohtani. All right. We want you here in the Bronx. We want you here with the Yankees. Left-handed hitter, you got that beautiful swing, just bring it right over to Yankee Stadium, and we're gonna let you pitch, we're gonna let you DH, you're gonna do all of these things, man. And it's the most storied franchise in the sport. So why not? I mean, go ahead. So the update with that is that things have hit a little bit of a snag, because right now, the MLBPA and MLB, they're trying to negotiate, they're trying to hammer out a deal to try to get this contract in place for the posting situation from Japan, because that expired. So it looks like they're trying to hash it out, and MLBPA basically gave a deadline. They said this has to be done by Monday. So it needs to get done by Monday. They want it to get done because it's basically freezing the entire free agency process, and they want to get this process going so that basically the offseason can start and people can start, signing, and, different things can be able to start happening, especially with Ohtani, can start talking to different teams, and they can go from there. But guys, let me know in the video. I'm going to be doing the Q&A tonight. I'm going to be working on that tonight. So make sure you leave your last minute questions in here in this video. But yeah, man. And let's hope Aaron Judge wins that MVP tonight, man. Just so I can see all the haters on Twitter. Man, there's so many haters. Will he win? I hope so. Do I think he's going to win? I don't know, but I think he should. But let's see, man. But like I always say, guys, thank you so much for your support. Make sure you do visit www.pinstripestrong.com to get your hats. There's a sale going on over there, 50% off everything. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you live in New York, I will deliver it to you. But guys, as I always say, make sure you keep your pinstripes on, keep them strong, and let's go Yankees, man. Peace.